Of very special announcements. We'll get to the business in hand in just a moment, but right now let's meet today's special guests. From the great state of Louisiana, Governor Bobby Jindal, the mayor of our city of New Orleans, Mitch Landrieu, the owner of the New Orleans Saints, Gail and Tom Benson, and of course the commissioner of the NBA, who will tip off today's event with the first announcement. Commissioner.
Just in case you haven't heard, I'm pleased to announce today, as I have announced previously, but I wanted to say it in New Orleans, in Louisiana, that Tom Benson will be the new owner of the New Orleans Hornets. I would say that Tom and Gail Benson are the ideal owners for the New Orleans Hornets. Each of them was born in this city, and together they have spent so much of their time, effort, and material resources to assure that it came back from Katrina and that will continue to be a place where people will want to raise their kids. They're committed to to the area downtown here. They're committed to making this a year-round entertainment center for families. And all I can say is that if we were looking for the perfect owner, given what Tom has done in New Orleans and given his success with the Saints, we couldn't have done better. We would have had to invent him if he didn't exist. Okay. I especially, there are many other thank yous to the governor, who has been an ally throughout this effort, who has, he has said to us that we can get the deal done. I'll introduce legislation in the legislature that will make this and guarantee this is a viable franchise in a state-of-the-art building. The governor has made good on that pledge, and as soon as the legislature joins with him in passing the budget, then we'll be able to close this deal. But I've been assured by multiple parties that won't be a problem. And when we do extend the deal, that will guarantee that the Hornets are here until 2024. I want to thank the Mayor Landrieu. Mitch has been, he would come up and say, "What do I have to do? You want me to bring some cooking up and feed your owners?" And he's been a spectacular spokesperson for this city, whether it's on 60 Minutes or anyone else who would listen. He talks about the investment that's being made, and he emphasized to us the importance that this team is to the city, and he actually helped to sell a few tickets as well. So that's pretty good. Thank you, Mitch. I do want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, Hugh Weber, who has been here overseeing and running this place and motivating a staff that cares greatly about this team and the city. And together, they, with our sponsors and our season ticket holders and our fans, have put together the kind of enthusiasm that was necessary for us to get to this point. We found for the NBA's governor representing the team at the Board of Governors, and somebody who I think was perfect for the sales process, Jack Sperling. Talk about central casting, born and bred in New Orleans, and with deep contacts in the community, and he did a terrific job. I never was really sure whose side he was on, but that's okay. Okay, all's well that ends well. There's one other thing that the governor extracted from me in the course of the discussions, but I'm going to wait for the second part of my announcement to talk about that. So to sum it up, we're absolutely thrilled with the ownership transfer that we contemplate. It has to be legislated, Governor. It has to be approved by the Board of Governors, but we're certain there won't be any issues, and we look forward to greeting the most important owner in the history of the New Orleans Hornets. Thank you very much. Okay, Tom, with that introduction, would you like to say something?
I would. He's one good salesman, I'm going to tell y'all. You know, I thought that the price was not a little high, real high. And that, so I backed off on him, and then somebody from California got an interest, and I was, even though they were going to try to make sure they didn't leave here, that I didn't like the idea of somebody in California, you know. Where's your interest? An old Cajun boy like me, lived here all my life, you know, that spent a little time in Texas, but that's okay. Made enough money to come back here and own the Saints, and now we own in this club. So with my wife, who, by the way, urged me to do this too. We're really looking forward, and you got to know, as I told our employees, excuse me, that my goal is going to be to bring a championship here. Nothing is going to be satisfy me, this city, until we bring the championship here, just like we did with the New Orleans Saints. Boy, this is going to be great. You know, think about it. Have two teams with championships like that. You know, there's a lot of cities that have teams that never have won a championship for a long, long time. And here we are, we're going to have two. We're going to get this one there too, I tell you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Commissioner, now for our very exciting second announcement.
Before I get to the exciting announcement, I just want to mention the fact to Tom, in case he didn't pick up on it, that there are 29 other NBA owners committed to not allowing him to reach that dream. and that's what makes our sport so interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing the competition.
All right.
Well, when I spoke to the governor at first, and in some conversations with the mayor, but particularly the governor on this one, he said, we want an all-star game again in New Orleans. And it is my great pleasure to announce that New Orleans is slated to host the NBA All-Star Game in 2014. You know, it's subject to finishing up some negotiations with hotels and the arena, but I figured with the mayor on one side and the governor on the other, augmented by Tom Benson, this is going to happen, and no one's going to give us a trouble. But I wanted to make the announcement now, because as a reward to the good citizens of this city and the sponsors and the ticket holders, we couldn't be happy to come back and hopefully reprise one of our most successful All-Star games in 2008. I remember when we announced it, everyone said we were crazy, but it turned out not to be crazy, and this city has shown through Final Fours and Super Bowls that you have to be crazy not to use this as a host city. So we're going to, it's going to be February 14th. Look at me, Friday night. You know, we've got the Rising Stars Challenge. On Saturday, we have All-Star Saturday night. On Sunday, we have the All-Star Game, which is like the main dish for dessert. We're going to have a jam session at the Convention Center. We're going to be having NBA Cares throughout the week. We're going to have our guests welcome to participate in community building events, which was such a wonderful success the last time. And for that period of time, again, New Orleans will be the basketball capital of the world. And it's really very exciting for us and should be for New Orleans. You know, you know, before I turn it back over to Tom and then to the governor and then to the mayor, I've got about a minute worth of video to show you what Orlando's game looked like. So cut to the tape.